The Midi for Friday, April 24th, 2026. The theme is Hide Your Tears. As always, we are aiming to learn English vocabulary. The question of whether we can solve the Midi is not what we're trying to do. We're hoping to learn new words through the clues that are provided in the Midi. Somersaults. Somersaults are things that are done in gymnastics where somebody goes head over heels. And so we will probably call that flips. I'll put a picture on later. Soared. Soared means that you went up, you took off, and you were flying above the world like a bird in the sky. And so we will say that you flew. Light green shade is going to be the color of lime. Lime is a little fruit, and the color of a lime is a light green. I'll put a picture on. Actually, I'm going to probably do a lot more pictures than going and doing searches today, just because I don't have very much time today, so it'll be easier to go back and add pictures on screen later rather than going and searching for them in image search as we go along. Early builder of Machu Picchu? Well, that would be the Inca people. The Incas are the people of Peru, where Machu Picchu is, the area that's currently called Peru. Okay. Look curiously is going to be peer. If you look at something and you're not sure about it, you're going to peer at it. Whereas if you just look at it, you're not peering at it. You're just looking into the distance. You're not trying to inspect it. But peering has this notion that you're trying to inspect it. And that's with two E's. Okay. Bedding material. I will again put a picture of bed linen. Linen are all the sheets and pillowcases that you put on your bed in order to have a clean, comfortable bed below the blanket. There's the blanket, and there's the mattress, and in between, there's the linen. This is going to be MC, the game show host. So in a game show, there's going to be the master of ceremonies, and that comes from master of ceremonies, MC, and then you spell out sometimes the word MC. Reason to say bless you. Well, if somebody ha-choo sneezes, hope that didn't go badly on the microphone, I'll try that again. Ha-choo is a sneeze. You might well say bless you. Another thing you could say is Gesundheit. That's what we always said in my family. A red wine choice is a Zin for a Zinfandel. I'll put a picture on the screen of a Zinfandel bottle of wine. It's just a wine variety. Family nickname is going to probably be sis. Your sister is somebody you can also call, hey sis, hey sister. And what was our theme again? Hide your tears. So where, that's not coming through yet. Okay. Things held by relay race runners and maestros. Okay. This is a word that comes in from French. A maestro is the leader of a symphony orchestra, and I will put a picture of the maestro on there, holding a baton. So baton is the French word for stick, but in English it's certain types of sticks, and one of them is what is held by the leader of an orchestra, the maestro, and one of them is what's held by a relay race runner. So a relay race runner will hand a baton from one to the next. Maybe I can even put a little video of a relay race handoff of the baton. Looped into an email surreptitiously. Well, what does surreptitiously mean? Surreptitiously. Surreptitiously means secretly. And so if you are looped into an email, there's an email chain and there are several people who can receive it. And usually you CC them, you copy them. It comes from carbon copy. CC is carbon copy from the old days, where, and I'll put a picture of the carbon copy, where you used to type on a piece of paper, and then you would have a piece of carbon paper and then another paper behind it, and the carbon paper had ink on it. And so you would tuk, tuk, tuk with a typewriter, and that would make a carbon copy below that, and then you would have that copy of what you typed. So you'd send the original and keep the carbon copy and keep that in your file cabinet. And the file cabinet is one of the metaphors that you see, one of the images that you see on your emails. You see a picture of a file cabinet because that is where you would keep old correspondence and other things that you would carbon copy. And BCC stands for blind carbon copied. So that means that somebody is put into the loop of people who are getting this email is, the group of people, but it is being done secretly. So nobody else knows that so-and-so saw this email. Hey, what's the answer to 12 across in today's Midi? I'm not sure what that's about yet. One seeing two piano repairs. Okay, that would be a tuner. A piano needs to be adjusted from time to time, and a person called a tuner comes and turns the knobs to make it just the right tune. I'll try to put in a picture of a piano tuner. Alternative to these three things in a deck of cards, well, that is the spades, those are the hearts, those are the diamonds. So the other suit is the clubs. Club. So there's a deck of cards with four suits. And I will put a picture of those four. One of them is the clubs, and I'll circle which is the clubs. John, not sure who that is. C-suite member. C-suite member. So the C-suite, you have the CEO, who's the chief executive officer. You have the COO, who's the chief operating officer. The CBO, maybe the chief business officer. These are all executives, or exec. EXEC. So execs, the execs are short for executives. Unlit. I'm not sure yet. And let's see. Oh, hey, what's the answer to 12 across in today's Midi? Well, that will be something that you ask Alexa. And that is John Cena. That's just trivia. Unlit. If something is unlit, there's no light coming from above. Certainly no sunlight. So it is dark. Okay. This is we're so back. This looks that we are so back. That things look great for us again. Not sure with what has to do with hide your tears yet, but we will find that out eventually. Cafe that might serve macchiatos and cortados. We'll find that out later. Compact Ford SUV. Do not know my Ford SUVs. How 007 likes his martinis: shaken, not stirred. That's just a line from a movie. Shaken. A martini is a cocktail that you get in a particular martini glass. And James Bond in the movies likes his shaken when they're being prepared in a shaker, not stirred, which is that motion.
Can I do something for you, Mr. Bond?
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Vodka martini.
Shaken or stirred?
Do I look like I give a damn?
Product from Adidas or Asics. Well, they make shoes. You don't need to know. You already know that word. I don't need to define shoe. So you have this is the name of somebody who goes by the name of Bad Bunny, and you say AKA, also known as. AKA, also known as. A calligrapher's tool. A calligrapher is somebody who writes with a pen. A calligrapher is somebody who does very fancy writing. I hope you are not getting too much noise from landscaping equipment. I hope that this is blocking out the noise. What a long meeting never seems to do. A long meeting never ends. The end is the termination point, and a long meeting just goes on and on and on. Termination point, that's a big word. Termination is another word for end. Compact Ford SUV, I still don't know that. Warsaw is the capital of Poland. And you do not say Warsaw, as some people who are learning English might, because the English W is pronounced W, not V, like it is in some languages. Musical group with steel pans and bongos. I do know that. It's not coming to mind at the moment. Okay, singer Lana Del somebody. That's not coming to mind at the moment. Painful things to bite into in cherries would be the pits. Picture of a pit. Snap, crackle, and pop. Though that is a slogan from a breakfast cereal called Rice Krispies. And so snap is that. And that is one of the sounds that they say that the cereal makes when you bite into it. Pod vegetable in Creole cuisine. We did this yesterday. Okra is a vegetable, and I'll put a picture on there. Shape of a gumball. Not sure what they're asking for. Light in a lighthouse is a beacon. So a lighthouse is this thing there, and it has a light that comes out that can be seen from far away. And if you can see it from far away, it is a beacon telling you where it is. Pretty sure that's what that will be. Panther or a puma. Panther, puma, those are types of cat. This is trivia. There's a university that's called Ole Miss for Old Mississippi, Mississippi State University, I think, or University of Mississippi. Their team is named Ole Miss. Ole is a nice way of an olden kind of way of saying old. Government Organization for Cyber Threat Analysis. For cyber threat analysts, that's the NSA, the National Security Agency. Historical records. It's not archives. Colorful caffeine-free brew would be red tea, also known as rooibos, which is grown in South Africa, maybe also Namibia, but pretty much exclusive to South Africa. Okay, we're coming towards the end. Musical group with steel pans and bongos, that's the Calypso Band. It's a type of music is calypso music from the Caribbean. Singer Orlando Ray. Okay, so cafe that serves these types of drinks, macchiatos and cortados. I just had my first cortado the other day, and it was delicious. I think I'm going to make that a regular drink. Espresso bar. I had it at the Sleepy Bear Cafe. I think it's called the Sleepy Bear. Excellent cafe in Lausanne. I'll put a link to that for people who are watching from Lausanne. Painter Magritte. What was Magritte's first name? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, Renee. Okay, so the shape of a gumball, an orb, is a round disc thing. And that's annals with two ends. So we are going to put in Renee, and we will get the music. Let's just make sure that we've explained all of the clues. I'm pretty sure we have. Oh, tar and ink we haven't looked at. Road paving goo, so when you are making a road, things come out of the back of a truck. It's this big, hot, steaming black stuff. That's tar, and then it dries and becomes the road surface. And then ink, what's the clue for ink? A printer supply. What goes into a printer is ink and used to print out things. And let us go with Renee and get the music. So what is our hide your tears? Oh, when you cry a lot, you sob. And so all of these things have SOB for sob in them, and they are all buried within the clue. So that was the Midi for Friday, April 24th. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to subscribe to the Pirate Professor channel and always come back. You can come back to the channel either by going to the very newest Midi at the link up there or the link just below it for WordsWordsWords is the full archives of these videos. If you like these, please help support the channel by going to the Patreon link and joining at Patreon. Make sure to subscribe to the New York Times games, because then you'll be able to play this game and other games. And I always forget to say this, but please invite other people in, because hopefully other people will also be able to benefit from learning the vocabulary that we're going through in these puzzles. So if you subscribe, but also tell other people, and I will see you again the next time.